What's the line that white people can start experiencing?
Yeah.
Answer it.
Like well, I guess it's hard. The line at which white people would have to be in. I'm not really sure I understand the question.
He's asking
how much institutional power
how much less white do you have to be before you can enter into theoretically having perpetuated on you.
If people look at you and perceive you as black or a different race.
What if you have vitiligo?
I think you can still easily tell if someone is black with vitiligo.
Okay, just
except maybe in the case of like people who have extreme cosmetic procedures like Michael Jackson, but there's always going to be fringe cases that are a little weird, but I think everyone can easily perceive race.
But if we're just saying the bad is the bad, because that's what we're just saying here, the bad is the bad, whatever we perceive as bad and whatever we perceive as bad is what we don't like, then if white people say that if you're going after them based on their skin color and they don't like it, then that would be the same exact standard you would appeal to. I don't know how you get around that.
Well, I think there can be things beyond that. I mean, it can be a problem of scale. Like, what is more bad? If we're just talking about what's bad, what is more bad? I say that this is more bad. Like, if we're really going to reduce it down to that, I think there's more
but I say that that's less bad.
Okay, well then, I mean, what are we even arguing?
That's my whole point. This is the problem when we're going into justifications of what is bad. If it's just the bad is the bad is the bad is the bad. You know what I mean?
Well,
whatever I think is
like
bad is bad.
Like I said, I tried to give examples. You're just not going to let me give any sort of like ethical justification that is secular.
I'll let you give any ethical justification you want, which is secular.
Well, no, but you will call it relativism.
It is relativism.
Okay, well then, I mean, I'm kind of I can't really do anything.
And so if it's relativism, then asking me for any sort of justification is relative. So...
Relative to what? I mean,
to nothing, because that's your justification.
But do you believe, whether you'll give it or not, do you believe you have an objective Christian ethicist justification for what is bad?
Well, if you're making that claim, if you're asking me this question, do you believe in objective truth?
I don't think so, no.
Well, then why do you care what my answer would be? Because
genuine curiosity.
No matter what I said, it would not objectively be true in your worldview, right?
I mean,
Thank you, Sean. Go ahead.
I just don't. I mean, I know it would not be objectively true, whatever you say in my worldview. But
because there is no standard for which is true. And so that's why we end up with relativism. And so when I tell you that
what's bad about relativism?
Well, here's what's bad about relativism, and it's reduction. So it works like this. If you have a standard, we both have a worldview. And if I have a standard for truth, that means I need to have something which is an invariant standard, meaning we can apply all standards to it. This would require a standard for knowledge and epistemology, okay? So your knowledge has to have a standard, and it has to be a standard which has no variant. This is how we know if a thing is true or false. Would you agree with me that the laws of logic, which are required for us to have this debate, are objectively true?
I mean, I'll say yes. I don't have to think about that.
Are they or aren't they?
I really don't know.
You don't know if the laws of logic
I don't know if there is objective truth.
Like,
no.
For instance, the law of non-contradiction. Can you be here and in outer space at the same time?
No. Okay.
Is that objectively a true statement?
Yes.
So what's your standard for that true statement?
I guess experience and reason.
Experience and reason?
Yeah, I can reason that those things.
But you just got done telling me there's no such thing as objective truth.
Well, no, I'm agreeing with you now. There is
a such thing as an objective truth.
I'm always thinking and I'm always learning.
And if there is a standard for objective truth, an invariable standard which you cannot move away from, right? From your perspective, when we're talking about the laws of logic, you say these are true. Can you justify why we ought to use them?
Everything is argued in that way, same as Christian ethics. Can you justify why we ought to use Christian ethics?
I can, but before I do, I'm trying to show you why the reduction here is wrong.
I would argue that we ought to use secular ethics because it's not based on something that is not real.
But it's No, it is. Because it's all subjective, and yet you just said that there's an objective standard for truth. But why should we have subjective morality if there's an objective standard for truth? If we have an objective standard for truth, wouldn't we want objective morals? Because we know
I don't believe that,
know a thing can now be true, right?
But I don't. But that's the thing. If you can't enforce a system of morals that is based on something that only a fraction of people believe. I mean,
whether you can enforce it or not would not make it less true or false if it was moral, right?
Sure. I guess I just struggle to understand how ethics based on religion, something that not everyone believes, is somehow more objectively true than ethics based
on something that nobody believes.
There's lots of different secular epistemologies. They're all based on different things.
Yeah, but they're all based on just relativism. So you can't, the problem with it is you can't say that yours is better than mine. But so asking me for justification for mine's irrelevant. Who cares? No matter what, you're always in the position where it's just as valid as your position. And there's really nothing you can do about that. So asking me endlessly to make a justification for a thing which you have no I'm not trying to convince you that I'm correct. Just trying to show you that we're always going to be equally justified in whatever it is that we want in society from your own worldview. There's nothing I could do which you could ever point to as being bad because it's just as morally justified as anything you do.
I mean, that's all well and good, but in reality, there's a sense of like moral intuition. And how can you say that?
Intuition.
How can you say that like an intuition is wrong?
Everybody doesn't have the same moral intuitions.
No, but I think there are certain things that are
like
necrophilia.
If we all had the same moral intuitions, and you think that therefore those are the right morals.
Not everyone has the same, but I think there are general things that we can agree on, and there's always going to be people who.
Then why do we need feminism? If we're all just moral people based on our intuitions.
Well, I didn't say that feminism was a moral thing. I didn't say that feminism was morally
So is it
right.
immoral?
No, I mean, it's not concerning morals. It's not
concerning morals?
No, I think it's concerning the way.
So egalitarianism isn't a moral position?
No, I think it's. I mean, it's what. Well, I don't like not being treated equally.
You don't like it.
Yeah.
Right, and we can reduce your entire moral epistemology down to I don't like it. Right?
No.
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 So what can we reduce it down to?
I mean,
intuition?
my personal. I would say it's a combination of intuition, my experiences of the world, and my ability to think and reason through things. But
we all don't share the same intuitions, right?
No, but I mean, there's a reason we have classes of epistemologies. Clearly, enough people agree on a certain standpoint that there's a school of thought.
For different branches of knowledge. But actually, that would make my point that we don't share the same intuitions, or otherwise there wouldn't be so many different branches of people who have theories of knowledge, right?
I would agree that. I mean, knowledge is a tough thing to pin down. I don't think anyone can really ever say how we know what we know and what is.
We can't, but we just know that there is objective truth by your own admission.
I'm going back and I don't know if there's objective truth. I haven't really thought about it.
So we can be having this conversation and not having this conversation at the same time.
Existence is pretty absurd. I don't know. It's one of those things.
So existence itself is a contradiction.
It might be.
There.
I don't spend a lot of time.
I won't belabor the point. It feels it's kind of silly to do at this point. But anyway, Brian, do you want to move it on to anything else?
I'll come back in just a second.
Okay.
With flyers, like trying to pass out to girls, saying that he would want to have us massage him like in a private room in exchange for like insights on life. And then we looked up his name, and he was like an ex. He like murdered his wife like back in the 80s.
Oh my god!
And like just recently went out. So yeah.
But who would agree to that first off?
I don't think anyone did. And then I gave the flyer to our manager, and he was escorted out because that's some crazy.
Wait,
shit.
so and he didn't he wasn't going to pay you for the massages. He was like going to give you life advice.
Like,
life advice.
And then
it
was like really detailed too, saying like, oh, we would have to go either to a hotel or like my house, not his house.
What?
And
it's like during the massage, he was going to give you life advice, or like
you think that's
afterward.
worked on like any girl? There's no way.
I would hope desperate for money, probably.
Hey, you give me a massage and I'll give you life advice.
Like what?
They don't even get paid.
Shit, sign me up.
Gia Gracie donated $69. Bree, you skipped my now irrelevant read. Panel, how many 18-plus-year-olds have you heard say my parents effed the whole county and I'm not a suicidal heroin addict?
Wait, what? Sorry if I, Gracie, sorry if I skipped something. I must have, I don't see it here. Was it a super chat? Or was it, but the question is, how many 18-plus-year-olds have you heard say my parents effed the whole country? And I'm not as, is this a rhetorical question?
I think this applies to Brandon.
Okay, all right. All right, thank you, man. Okay, so that was pretty crazy. Let's see, we have Sophia, but she's...
I mean, the question applies, right? So, Brandon, how many people who are in your industry who have children, whose children are proud of them, that they share their wife around or vice versa?
You love coming back to me.
Yeah, Andrew.
Well, the question was directed at you.
Andrew, brother, listen. Go to church on
Sunday.
Sunday.
You, Brandon.
Go to church on Sunday. Do your praying. Be your slave, and let's carry on. Because I'm tired. I'm jet lagged to fuck. I've got a headache.
Don't be a wimp, dude. Just answer the question the super chatter asked you. The super chatter's asking this question because he wants to know what your answer is.
To what? Sum that up very quickly.
So his question is, how many of the people you know inside of this industry who allow their wife or significant other to be shared or are engaged in porn have children who are proud of them? That's what the intent of his question is.
Listen, and I'm saying this once and we're cracking on. We're in the Gen Z. We can make money multiple ways. I don't know anyone that's had children that do.
You're not answering the question. The question is, how many of those children are proud of their parents?
I don't know any children, so let's move on. Thank you very much.
You're not going to answer the question?
I don't know any children. How many times have I got to say? You're pissing me off.
Yeah, I know you don't have children. That's not what the question was. Listen to what the question is. How many of these people in this industry that you deal with who have children, whose children are proud of them?
Have you checked on your wife? She might be getting fucked at the minute.
Now, are you going to answer my fucking question?
No, bro, move on, bro. You're pissing me off, bro. Just move on.
Yeah, I don't care if I'm pissing you off. You shut your mouth and answer the fucking question.
Fuck off. Go pray.
Wait,
Shut your short midget mouth and answer the fucking question.
Andrew, if he doesn't want to answer...
I don't care if I make you Nazi.
Wait,
you're
Andrew,
God, Bob, bro. You're fucking boring from the start, you prick.
Wait, guys.
Oh, fuck no. Fuck this. Thank you. God bless.
Intel Wild.
Oh, you're going to leave? Oh, the light is on. Oh, you're going to leave? Are you going to go cry with your wife who gets fucked by other men? Are you going to go cry with your wife who gets fucked by other dudes? Are you going to go cry with her?
He doesn't have to answer the question.
You're going to go cry?
Your wife's getting fucked. Your wife's getting fucked. Your wife's getting fucked. Your wife's pushed fucking kids out. You're a father to other people's child. I'm backing myself. No. Your wife's getting fucked right now.
Stop being a cunt. Stop. Are you going to rage quit?
Okay with your
rage quit? No, because I'm bored of your god shit, bro. I'm bored of your god shit.
Why don't you go back with your
Listen, no disrespect, but he's just boring me to fuck.
Look,
I've got better things to do in LA.
Yeah, you're going to go... What? You got better things to do? You're going to go have your wife get fucked by a bunch of dudes, bro?
Yeah, your missus gets fucked on the daily, mate. Don't worry.
The only person that gets fucked around here is your missus.
Yeah, we love it.
Men know how to be friends, right?
Yeah, seriously.
Men know how to be friends.
Can both of you just stop for a sec? Look, Andrew, if he doesn't want to answer the question, that's fine. We don't need to press him on that.
The only person who fucks Mrs. Wilson.
Let me move it on.
Listen, go put your fake kids to sleep, yeah? Good night, God bless.
Weren't you about to rage quit? Weren't you about to show me? Yeah, get the fuck out of here. That's right. Run away, cuck.
I feel bad for him.
Yeah,
like, they really went on him the whole thing, and he's been nothing but nice for him.
No, it's okay.
Bye, guys. Subscribe to my OnlyFans. Love you all.
All right, thanks for coming.
Gral Zulu donated $69.
Isabella, 2 S. Bye.
Jerk in a corner while your wife screams another man's name.
All right, thank you, man. Thank you. All right, see you guys.
I'm so sorry.
They were fun.
Oh gosh, Andrew, what are you doing to me, Andrew? You make it.
Brian STR8 got no game donated $69. Brian mute Andrew waiting a month. You ain't worth it. I'm a G and 50% approached me cause I'm comfortable with myself and not paranoid. Every chick I've been with we hooked up first second date cause I'm a good kisser.
3.
Nickelodeon donated $69. Why did you have to get those white Legos put in your mouth? Paris Best Western can't afford better for her little lap dog.
Why look
I got work tomorrow.
Yeah, I got 8 a.m. That 9 to 9:30.
Working at
Like we
I
got.
gotta write a paper.
Girl, I got a presentation in the morning.
God, math, cook, rage.
Oh my God, not writing presentation tomorrow. Ready to do that. I'm done.
How's everyone doing?
Hi.
I'm back.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Andrew, yeah, I just want to say, I've got you on ropes, brother, yeah? Me and Sophia, we're in a
I
perfect...
can't even understand what you're saying. Can you speak
listen,
English?
listen. I will
Can you
say,
speak
listen.
English, Limey?
English.
Nobody can
English.
even understand what you're saying.
Listen.
Talk real slow.
Listen, I've come on
Okay,
here, I've
listen.
pranked you. Listen, me and Sophia are in a solid, normal relationship. We're not in an
Where
open
she gets
relationship.
fucked by other men?
No, where she doesn't, funny enough. I've pranked you all. Subscribe to Sister Bella. She pays my holidays. She pays for everything. Big up the sugar mamas. Big up Sister Bella on OF, yeah? I'm going to live my life. You
Okay,
crack on with
all right,
God.
all right.
Have a good one. Cheers.
Bye. Peace. It was nice meeting you.
What's the? I don't understand. What's the troll?
The troll is
That they
that they're
weren't in an
they're
open
not in an open relationship. I guess
Oh. Okay.
that was
He said, oh. After all.
that was the.
You've been full.
I'm like,
Nick, can you get that
and you were like,
closed up back there, Nick? Just get it, just so we can move on with the show. Just get it closed up.
I'm like, oh wow.
I don't even understand the troll. Why would you pretend that your girl got fucked by other men? I don't even understand that.
I guess to get more clout. Make it sound a little more interesting.
I don't know.
All right, guys. We're gonna go into the chaos roast section here for a couple minutes, and then we're gonna wrap up the show.
We're not gonna do the bubble.
Maybe after. But so, give me just a sec, guys, to get that going. Madison, do you want to ask a couple questions while I'm getting everything switched over?
Oh, I'm on the spot. Andrew, do you have a question? Do you guys all
No.
do you guys think that he was lying?
Let us assume for a moment that he was. We can only go off of the information that he gives us. So if his information, and he says, well, I was purposely lying about the information, we can only respond based on the information that he gives us. Bad troll, ultimately. Your future daughter, Cindy Lou, okay, comes over and, or you know what? Let's do this even easier. Let's say your little son, Jack, comes over to you at 19 years old, and all things equal, Jack has the choice between two women. They both adore him. They're both beautiful. They both have what you would consider to be great virtues. But one of them had a past that was highly promiscuous, and the other one does not. Which one would you want Jack to end up with?
Well, are you asking me? Because
Yeah.
my personal opinion, like what I would say is whichever one he felt like he wanted to pursue, and whichever
Yeah,
one,
but he says, Mom, I can't decide. They both adore me.
Then neither.
And I like them. I like
If you
them
can't
both.
decide
I
who
like
you
them.
want to
I like
pursue,
them
then
both.
neither.
Right? They're both pursuing me with rigor, right? If you had to make
I
this
think it'd be better.
Hang on, let me finish the question. I just
Your
let you
question
answer.
doesn't make sense. No.
I'll help
It
out.
does. It does. Hang on. It does make sense, right? So the question is that if they have the same current virtue but not the same past, wouldn't you recommend that your son move for the one that has the same virtue as the other, but without all of the bear down of the past?
I don't believe that the past has any relevance to the current.
Yes,
I just don't understand.
Hold
why
on,
you're
definitely
hold on.
think
Just
that it does.
just to answer his question, he's
his
asking you. Just actually try to engage with.
Well,
it.
that's
Hold on,
that's
wait.
insane. What do you mean
How-
the past has no relevance? So
We'll get to that.
if
Wait,
she
Andrew.
was a felon that had no relevance. If you know,
Well,
if
I married a
if she
potential
blew
felon,
100
so-
guys, if she blew 100 guys in a month-long blow dick affair, right? She had a blow dickathon, and she blew 100 guys. That would have no relevance to you whatsoever. Really? Go ahead, tell me with a straight face that you're not lying to me.
No.
Tell me with a straight face that would have no relevancy to you whatsoever.
No.
No, you do think that.
You're
Because,
full
like,
of
there's-
shit.
there's
Bullshit.
consequences.
Who the fuck would ever believe you that would mean nothing to you for little Jack. You'd be like, Jack, don't worry about it. Sure, she sucked 100 dicks in a blow dickathon. Move past it. Leave the other
How do you get
chicks,
invited to the
know.
dickathon? Hold on.
Because this stemmed from like the advice to have girls wait and be less promiscuous.
Well, and then he
How
was
is this
talking to
stemming
me
from-
about
Okay,
it.
hold on.
About my past.
I do actually want to see if we can get an answer to Andrew's question. If you had to counsel your son, which do you pick?
Well, I mean, as a mom, I'm sure I would prefer the one that was less promiscuous, but I truly believe that people can be reformed. People can separate themselves from their past and start anew. And that's from my own experience, and that's from my husband's experience.
We're not doubting that people can be reformed.
That's what I base my answer off of.
Yeah, but nobody's doubting that Reformation is not only possible, but is key to the Christian ethic. But that does not erase your previous deeds. It does not erase your past, that just because you have been redeemed, the past no longer exists. For instance, you would agree with me that a who horribly people could be redeemed by Christ, right?
Yeah, of course.
Are we going to just suddenly forget that he...
You don't forget, okay, about the past.
No,
but,
it matters.
But it is forgiven. And so when you
I didn't say it's not forgiven. I said it matters. That's the point, is that it matters. It's not that it's an equal thing across the board. That still took people, loved ones away from families. They still did horrible things.
So let me ask you, Andrew, why does it matter to you so much?
That a person has a past, because I would want to see my children.
Various crazy people donated $69. Jesus forgives your past, men don't.
I got something here. So
because if I had to counsel my children, to answer your question directly, of course I'm going to counsel them to go with the person who has the higher virtue without the past, because it shows a pattern of behavior that they've always moved towards virtue. It shows a pattern of behavior that they've always moved inside of that field of view. And so I'm not going to just dismiss a person's past behavior because their head was dunked in holy water and they say, now I've been saved. Christianity is a lifelong process. That's what theosis is. Your past is not suddenly erased. Mine isn't. Yours isn't. Nobody's is. That's why. And not only is that logical and consistent, but that's within the ethic itself as well. Redemption without works is no type of redemption at all. You can take a lifetime to really repent for the horrible things that you did, like St. Mary of Egypt, for instance, who was a sex worker, promiscuous, spent the rest of her life in seclusion, in repentance. That's the type of thing that is redemption, not I got my head dunked and now my past is erased. That's insanity.
Well, are you
hold on. Question here. So, okay, do you think a man is wrong for not being willing to date a woman who perhaps she's changed, she's been redeemed, but despite this, she still has a past? Do you think a man is wrong for not wanting to date her because of her past?
Absolutely not. I don't think
so
he
then
would
what are
be
we
wrong
arguing
at all.
about?
That's why I'm confused because well, I want to know why it's so important to Andrew. Because if you look at the fruit of a person's current life, if you look at the fruit of the Spirit, and you see that someone is
so then you do object to a man not wanting to date a woman with a past.
Wait a second. You would you couldn't judge the fruit. You would have to ask your husband, right?
This is not a productive word.
Yeah, I mean, listen. I just want to know why it is that you wouldn't give a woman that has a past, a chance if she was trying to be different. Or
I didn't say I wouldn't give him a chance. I didn't say that I would not.
Yeah, that was me.
I would not. Hang on. I didn't say that I would not adhere to the Christian ethic. What I said specifically is that if I was going to counsel my children, which is the question that I asked you, and they were to come to me and say that a person had a very highly promiscuous past. They had had sex with tons of people, and last week or a year ago, they got their head dunked in what they perceived to be some holy water from the local heresy Protestant church, and then said, hey, I'm reformed, look at me, everything's okay now, that I'm going to counsel them against that, and I'm going to tell them, no, that's not the fruits. Fruits are seen through works. That's how you see what the fruit is. Otherwise, how could you ever determine what the fruits are? In this particular case, here's what the fruits are. She was a prostitute. or she was a loose woman. And in any case, this is counseled both ways in the Bible against both types of women, easy women and prostitutes. So yeah, it's going to take a little more than, I just got baptized last month, last year, before I give my blessing to my kid to marry somebody like that. And I would think that you would counsel them the same way. Your past is not just erased.
And I don't say that that's wrong, and I don't say that men should feel obligated to date a woman if they're uncomfortable with their past, whether their present life is like that or not. I don't think that should be held against them. Because
yeah, but this is the wrong way to look at it. This is why we keep arguing, right? Because I'm saying they shouldn't. I'm saying that my advice would be you should not do that. Just because they're reformed and Christ has forgiven them doesn't mean it's a good idea for you to marry a former or a former promiscuous woman. Just because Christ has forgiven them, that's great.
Then
that's
the
path.
How would you preach that to a current? Tell me.
I would tell them you're going to have to live with what you did, just like I would tell a man.
Donated $69. Andrew, your point about women hiding behind religion is valid. Your favorite logical fallacies are Marlborough red herrings, straw man, and false dilemma. If a woman can prove she's reformed, may.
Andrew, you were about...
What does that even mean? So anyway...
Oh, wait, sorry.
Various crazy people donated $69. Born again Christian here. Former, psycho, man in the forest essay artist, serial But you have to excuse my past. Dumb.
That is dumb. But back to this, back to your point, because it's important. Your question was asking me about forgiveness. Yes, of course it can be forgiven. They should be forgiven. And you ask me, well, wait a second. What would you say? I would say the same thing I would say to a man. You have to take accountability for what you did. That's part of the fruits you bear is accountability, especially under Christian ethics. That's what humbleness is about, is part of accountability. I wish I would see more reformed who went over to the Christian ethic, who said, I'm accountable for everything I did, and I'm going to spend my life making sure that all these wrongs I did are righted. But they don't do that. Well, they go, I think that's I did these horrible wrongs, but now I'm saved. Don't judge me.
We're disagreeing because you're talking about women that weren't actually born again, and I'm talking about women that were. Exactly.
No, you're not. We're talking about the same type of woman. You think, for instance, a or tomorrow could go to your church, whichever one it is that you go to, and the pastor could dunk her. She's saved, right?
No, you can't just say that you're saved. You can't. I could say that I'm a freaking
okay. She gave her heart to Jesus. I'm sorry. She comes in. She says, she throws herself down. She says, Lord, forgive me. He dunks her. Okay. Now she's saved, right? She has been saved. Is that wrong?
She would know that because she would accept Holy Spirit into her life.
Right. Sure. Okay.
Truthfully.
So she knows
the only way
the
only way another person can know is by the fruit. That is the
That's
only way
right.
another
The
person
only way
can
another
know.
person could know.
You'll know before the fruit comes out. But
how
other
do you
people
know?
won't know until you see
how
the
would
fruit
you
of
judge
that.
a woman
so
who spent 20 years blowing men? What fruit does she need to produce?
The ex would feel after you receiving the Holy Spirit an immense amount of shame. First and foremost, you would feel conviction in your heart for the first time, and that conviction would prompt you to. Listen, you can laugh all you want, but this is
to do what? It would prompt
you to want to change, reform, and take ownership and accountability for that past. However,
I see. So for instance, if I could tell you that there's a former star who exists right this second, who's been sitting literally right where you're sitting right this second, literally been sitting there.
Yeah.
And she went and she got dunked at heresychurch.com. And she went on a publicity tour with her testament. Her testimonial to the world about how she has been reformed by Christianity. Okay, you would say that this has not been enough time given for us to really judge the fruits, right?
No, I think that telling the testimony and making a public, I guess, proclamation about your past and owning up to it and actively speaking about that testimony in front of people, in front of an audience, or you're saying this person is like, okay, talking in front of an audience, I think that would be considered fruit, right?
Yeah,
I
wouldn't. I would consider that a person.
I like stone fruits.
Just rolling through with your testimony doesn't mean anything. That what means something is what you actually
fruit is actions.
do.
Fruit is
what
actions.
Okay, but here's the fruits. The fruits are a lot more attention for you, and now a shield and a cloak from criticism, using Christianity as your shield. I would say that I would like to see women like this who reform actually give their life to making compensation towards those that they horrifically wronged, and I don't ever see that, ever.
Based.
Yeah.
How about this?
So I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you.
So women can change and be redeemed, but men are not obliged to then disregard their baggage and marry them.
Nope, they're not.
These are compatible.
No, and I
It's
think
compatible.
that's part of the works that Andrew is talking about. It's going to take work for you to earn the trust from a man when you have that type of past. And so I completely agree with that.
Which is why you encourage girls
Carnal
to
knowledge.
pursue the highest form of purity.
Damn, she's far as fuck from the mic right now.
I think
Holy
everyone
shit.
is entitled to have their preferences when
For
it comes to dating.
Here, I do have to move on here. We do have, let's see. Should you wait to have sex in a relationship? Well, we kind of already talked about that. You wanted to men be following OF models on Instagram. I agree with you. Men should not be following women on any women